We have some good news to share, gentlemen. First, let me preface this by saying when I was at the game between Canada, Ivory Coast, Wheels and I were there taking that in to do a hit afterwards. We were approached by many people at Canada Soccer that were very nervous because they told us that at the Gold Cup, any red card that was given in a final match for them, the suspension would be carried over to the World Cup, which is why everyone was on pins and needles when Jesse Marsch was under investigation again by Concacaf. And we figured if he faced further discipline and it wasn't fulfilled at the Gold Cup, it would carry on over the World Cup. Not the case. That's not the case, guys. There's the good news. Concacaf has come out and said that those suspensions, whatever they would get, would not carry over to the World Cup. It would, in fact, be served in their next friendly. Why do we bring this up? Because Jacob Schaffelberg got a red card in that knockout game. So he will, in fact, be available for Canada at the beginning of the 2026 World Cup. How do you feel about this, Jordan?
It's good news. I'm excited.
But you matched my enthusiasm.
No. I was like, you
Andy,
hard.
Jordan.
And I was like, let me just give her a little monotone response. No, look, all jokes aside, obviously a situation like that, you get a red card, which happens in games. You'll never hear me sit on a soapbox talking about someone getting a red card and being like, oh my goodness, because I've got many in my life. And I know how quickly that could happen. Like people are like, oh, Schaffelberg, like you shouldn't have done that, which I agree. But like sometimes you just do silly things in a moment and you get caught. But should that be a situation that affects you a year down the road and the biggest competition in the world? No, I don't think so. It should probably be the next time you play for your country. Go ahead, Ali.
It's absurd. Like, why would this be the situation in the first place that, you know, you get a red card a year out of it from in a different tournament and it carries over to the biggest tournament you ever play and the biggest moment of your career? Like, it's completely ridiculous. It's just kind of exemplifies, I think, a lot of the rubbish that we have around suspensions in football, where, you know, we saw it with Berhalter in the Champions Cup final, like a couple of yellow cards and you're out of one of the biggest games of your career. I don't know why we do it. I don't know why we continue to like have these bizarre rules where red cards get carried over to different tournaments months later or even a year later. You need so few yellow cards across several games to miss a crucial semi-final or final of a tournament. Makes no sense to me. It doesn't improve the sport. I don't think it really does anything in terms of discipline and deterring players from getting themselves in these situations. Like, you're not really thinking about that when you're in a match. You're not trying to get sent off. It doesn't make any sense to me, and I'm glad they've made this change. It was always ridiculous.
I mean, I'm telling you, Canada Soccer officials are beside themselves. I would assume same thing with, U.S. Soccer and the Mexican Federation as well, who are also competing in the Gold Cup. Like, to be told that any red card you get in your final game of that term would carry over to the World Cup. A, it's the World Cup. B, you're the host nations. Yeah. I mean, it was just horrible news. Nobody could believe it. So this comes down now that in fact has changed. So this is very good news regardless, but also for Jacob Schaffelberg. This is a player, whether Jesse Marsch wants to start him, we know he's got speed for days. So whether he's somebody who can come off the bench, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, you want him available to you. You want all bodies available at the World Cup. So also just on a personal note too, right, Ollie? I mean, it's just good news for Jacob Schaffelberg.
Definitely. He's going to have a role to play, like whether that's a starter or as a sub. I think probably the Gold Cup has maybe knocked his stock a little bit, which can happen. There's going to be ups and downs and plenty of time left for more ups and downs before the tournament starts. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what Jesse Marsch does with Alphonso Davies when he gets back. Is Davies playing on that left wing an option again? With the kind of strengthening at fullback that they've seen with Seeger and Larrea playing very well. And the options they have there now. So that's going to be an interesting contest, but Schaffelberg's going to have a role to play, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely have a role.
Well, speaking of the World Cup, gentlemen, let's have a little bit of fun now, because the Women's Euros are happening right now in Switzerland, and Switzerland getting into the spirit. And one of the things that they have done is they've actually changed their pedestrian traffic signals to female soccer players. Cute. I have no clue how they did this. Apparently, I'm told it's easy. I still can't wrap my head around it.
No, it's a lot. It seems
but
like there's a lot
it.
that goes into it. Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Is it a lot?
I don't know. But either way, I'm like, how do you can just change the person?
They're just lights, aren't they? Like individual lights. So you just make it the shape of a.
Well, they're not like little mini drones back there that you can do. I don't know.
And he's like, well, how many lights are there?
Listen.
I think each like panel is just a set of small lights. So you can kind of make pictures with the lights.
I guess that
I don't think it's that complicated.
Sense.
How much fun will we have? Andy, imagine us doing this.
I'm going to have to take apart that traffic signal. I'm going to have to take it apart. I'm going to have to look at it. But here's the thing. I only know one light, and that's the red light when it's go time to do a show. That's it. You're talking about some other lights. I don't know what's going on there. But we're going to have some fun here because that's one cute little thing that Switzerland has done to say, hey, we're hosting Euros. What cool thing do you think Toronto and Vancouver should do when they host World Cup matches next year? Who wants to go first? Jordan, I'll start.
Go first?
Yeah, Jordan, I'll start with you first.
I've been thinking about this, and I have nothing other than every time I was trying to go and expand and be like, oh, come up with something clever. This is probably when we needed wheels. But I was like, instead of putting a stop sign, we should just put a maple leaf. Every time we just put the maple leaf everywhere. Stop I just want to have
Wait, but then nobody's going to stop. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Cool signs, a lot of crashes.
Go. You guys both know me. I barely do rolling stops. Just check you don't hit any pedestrians.
Don't admit that.
Go.
Don't admit that. You know what? That's one cool thing. Cops, if they pull you over, they're either giving you a yellow or a red. That'll determine how serious that ticket is. So that's perfect.
But then how does it work? It's only when the car's on, right? Because I can take a yellow in the morning and then it resets, no? Or is it like by the day?
Yeah, if you get a yellow later in the day.
That's what we have to know. And the suspension carries over, I'm finished. Might as well take the bike.
Oh my goodness. Done. Okay, I thought you were going to say turn the stop signs into soccer balls, but like...
All right, well, terrible idea from Jordan there. So
yeah, that's bad. Everyone's crashing in Vancouver and Toronto, okay.
I was thinking we could change like the names of the subway stops, maybe. This is going to be very Toronto-centric because I just have more knowledge of that, obviously. Sinclair, for example, you wouldn't even need to touch. You get that one for free. Dane Sinclair. Davisville could be Daviesville or Davidville. Maybe Davidville, you get two for the price of one. So that's an option.
What
Museum. Museum. Starting to reach a bit more now at this point.
Behave, Ollie. Behave.
Azorio good. That's where I about ran out.
Azorio good. Osgood. I love that. I think that could be fun. I mean, now if you're a tourist and you have the original map and then you have no clue where to get off on the subway.
As if it's not hard enough to navigate.
So you're crashing on the street and you're getting lost in the subway system.
Well, taxpayers would love it as well. Spending money on changing names of stuff generally goes down well.
So I was trying to come up with something too, and it's really horrible. This is why they have not asked us to be on any kind of creative marketing committee here. But I was like, just make soccer balls available around the city. So if anyone just wants to play keep ups or kick a ball through a window,
just borrow it.
How are you making them available? Are they like?
Well, they're going to be on. But they have to have like ball people next to them too, as if it's like like they're on their thing. So if you just want to like randomly pick up a ball and do some keep ups and stuff,
ball people just like throwing them at people. Like, how are they being distributed?
I love this.
I think so,
guys. All of this together, this is beautiful.
So wait,
this is the game we love.
This is the thing. There's a ball rolling on the street. A person wants to come to a stop, but they can't because there's not a stop sign there anymore. Yeah. There's a crash. They decide to take the subway instead because they can't use their car, but they don't know where to get off.
Don't know where they're going. Yeah.
That's the city we have created during the World Cup.
People doing keep-ups, walking into traffic that's not stopping where it should.
Sorry. I don't know. Segment. That's a great segment. You know what? But I think listen, the easiest answer is we have all these moose around the city. The moose became a thing. I know in Toronto, I believe in Canada as well, to the point where Olympians, for Canadian Olympians outside the Canadian Olympic House, they always bring a moose with them. And I believe it was actually the Pyeongchang Olympics. The moose got stolen. So it's become like, in college sports where they steal your mascot and stuff. Like it's become such a known thing that Canadians travel with a moose that somebody even stole it. They retrieved it. But maybe you just like have to repaint the moose in all the different jerseys and everything. Like that could be a ton of fun of all the different nations. I don't know. That's all I got for you. Maybe better than just random soccer balls.
I'd be all for that.
That was my favorite, to be honest.
Yeah. You just walk into the show, like, oh, a soccer ball. And then, just kicking a soccer ball. I think that's fun. Anyways, that's it for us because our ideas are just wretched. We'll get better, I swear. That's Ollie, Jordan. I'm Andy. Thanks for tuning into OneSoccer Direct.